Okay, and we're back. Good morning. Welcome to Where's My Tea? Let's just get right into it. So it says, I'm 24. At the time, I was 23. I had just got hired at Best Buy. There was a manager at my job who was 40 at the time. At first, we never looked at each other until one day, everything changed. He would always flirt with me. I had heard from another coworker that he had a girlfriend. When I asked him about it, he was pretty upfront, even showed me a picture. Gorgeous young Mexican 26-year-old. I didn't think anything of it because at the time, nothing was going on. So weeks went by and he got my number. We started seeing each other outside of work and of course we started having sex. Some of the greatest sex I've ever had, I must say. Next thing you know, he started telling me he loved me and doing all this extra stuff for me that I didn't even ask for. The whole time, he had another woman at home. We did this for about 8 months. I was officially his side chick. I even felt myself falling in love. Next thing you know, his girlfriend found out about us and decided to leave him. He was a wreck. He came by my house crying. One thing I respected was that he was very transparent about his feelings. He didn't regard his feelings for me, but in a sense made clear that he was heartbroken. I put my feelings aside and I told him to go get her and work things out. He did just that. I was a wreck. We spoke for about 2 days after, and after that I never heard from him again. I tried my best to do the right thing in this case because it was such a fucked up ordeal. But I still think about this man every day. Sometimes I even cry with him. I just need advice on how to move forward. Clearly he has, but why can't I do the same? It'll be a year in March that I haven't talked to him. I really love him, but I don't want to reach out again and break up a happy home all over again. I want somebody to call my own, but even when I date other men, it makes me miss him even more. Please help. Good Lord, we got a case on our hand. Where's my tea? I got you in jail. Okay, so I have gotten numerous emails on how to move on, how to get over ex, what do you do after bad breakup. I've gotten so many emails regarding this topic. So if you emailed me with not a similar story, but basically how to move forward, this kind of is in response to you also. I'm going to try my best to give advice on how to move forward. However, everyone copes with things differently, especially breakups. I'm kind of a strong person myself, so I kind of go to the extremes when it comes to dealing with situations. So I'm going to try my best to keep me out of it, but I am going to give my advice. In this case, more specifically, it's a little messy, a lot of messy. So you were dealing with somebody at work, you knew he had a girlfriend, and you were okay with that, and you allowed yourself to deal with him, spend time with him, have sex with him, and eventually fall in love with him. The falling in love part is actually pretty easy. It's really, really easy to fall in love with someone, but it's the aftermath. It's dealing with the breakup part, which is essentially very hard on everybody. In this situation, it's really, really hard to deal with this breakup because you are in love with somebody who belongs to someone else. Of course, we all know, including yourself, that this was definitely wrong. You were wrong for allowing yourself to even deal with this man from jump. And now you have to deal with your feelings. And this is honestly why I say a lot of times get your own man. Or a lot of times do not get involved into friends with benefits, side chicks type relationships, because it's really, really hard to get yourself out of these relationships. Honestly, the best way to deal with them, number one, my advice for anyone who's dealing with a breakup or just trying to move on for someone, personally what I do is cut them off completely. And when I say cut them off, the main thing I cut off is the communication. The more you continue to communicate with someone that you are not with or you want to be with, you're only going to hold your feelings there. Your feelings are not going to go anywhere. So my first advice is just to cut off communication. If that means putting them on a block list, blocking their number, you have to do that. I advise anybody to do that. You have to completely wipe them off the face of this earth, in my opinion, and this is how I go about moving forward from someone. Usually if I find myself thinking about an ex or something, I kind of just completely lose the thought. I don't want to think about it anymore. I don't dwell on it. I try to think of something else. And that's what you have to do. It's been a year, baby. You have to kind of like pick yourself up. You no longer can have this man. He belongs to someone else. Ultimately, he chose her over you, which should hurt you even more than losing him. But you did get him the wrong way. He was with someone prior to you. Maybe he just dealt with you because you were something fun, but you see who won. And I think that should have gave you more strength to move on from him, because he didn't choose you. When his girlfriend found out about you guys, she left and he went crawling back. He didn't stick with you. He didn't just let her leave. He went back to her and he dropped you. So in this case, you should pick yourself up. I think his actions alone should have helped you in moving forward. A common mistake we often make when dating, we're always going to have that one person in our lives that do it for us and that means so much to us. And sometimes if we end up losing that person because of what, our next relationships, we compare that person with the new person, or the new person with the old person. And we have to remember that no one person is alike. Everyone is going to be distinct, different, unique in their own way. And we make that mistake in comparing people. And my best advice to anyone, especially you, don't compare one man against the next man, because you're never going to find two like people. You may find qualities or traits in that one person, but they will never be the same. What that person did for you, another person will never be able to do it unless they can do it better. Don't hinder yourself in dating trying to compare the new person to the old person, because sweetie, you're never going to get that old person back. You're never going to find someone just like the old person. What you must do is open up yourself and allow yourself to learn this new person. Find better traits and better qualities in that new person that's different than the old person. I might be mixing up my words right here because my mind is going really fast and my mouth can move, but don't look for the same qualities. Allow that new person to show you who they are and show you what they can bring to the table, and you'll end up realizing you like other things. You'll learn that the stuff that you thought you like in that old person, you like other things different. Learning someone new, you'll find that you may learn new stuff in them that you thought you'd never like, period. If that makes any sense. So don't hinder yourself. You're never going to get that man back. And honestly, you don't want that man. And you do not deserve someone who's going to put you as second best. And I advise you to raise your standards. Don't ever be a side chick to no one. You just totally dropped the term, I guess I'm a side chick, so loosely, like you were okay to that with that. Do not play second best to no one. Put yourself on a higher pedestal. Learn your self-worth and know that you are worth more. You are worth the number one spot in somebody's life, period. Don't ever play second best. So in this situation, sweetie, you must pick yourself up. You must understand that you lost ultimately and you were supposed to lose. You got into a messy situation which you should never put yourself in again, and now you have to pick yourself up and get yourself out of that. Well, you're out, but get over that. It's going on a year and 2 months and you're still down in the dump. No. And I do not advise you to reach back out to this man. You said you don't want to ruin a happy home, then don't. Because what's going to happen is she'll find out about you guys again, and he'll leave you again. If he left you the first time, he's going to leave you again, boo. You didn't make the cut. So don't put yourself, your heart, your feelings out there anymore. Find your own man. Whoever comes across, date them. Don't date somebody else's man. So of course there's not going to be so many situations as messy as this one, but if you are dealing with a breakup, first lose all communication, and then once you stop the communication between that person, whenever your mind starts to wander or think about that person, let it go. Completely let it go. I feel like we all go through things for a reason, and individuals are placed into our lives for a reason, and if they are gone, then they're gone for a reason. They only came into our lives to do one thing and one thing only, and that's either to teach us a lesson, open our lives, to hurt us, because we all are here to experience pain, because pain really makes you stronger. We always picture ourselves going through the breakup and going through the process of trying to get over someone, but we never see the end. It's like, damn, how am I ever going to get over this person? But honestly, you do not see the end until you get to the end. Meaning, once you get over the heartbreak and once you get over the crying and actually missing that person, once you over all that, it's like those times you sit like, damn, I remember when I was down in the dumps. I remember when I thought I was never going to get over that person. You're at the end. Now you can really see what you was going through at first. So don't try to look toward the end, but just pull yourself through day by day by day. Time heals all wounds. I'm a stickler in that. I totally believe it. It is true. So pick yourself up. It's been a year now, baby. Get your life together. And to others who are dealing with a breakup, get your life together. Lose communication. Pick yourself up. Start to not think about that person. Allow new people into your life. And I promise you, you'll see a better you and you'll feel so much better. Okay, boo, so that was my advice to her. I'm actually interested in hearing from all of you all. One, I really want to know your advice or your tips on getting over a breakup. Do you agree with losing communication is the best way to get over? What did you do or what are you doing to get over a breakup? Anybody can comment on this, because I'm sure we all have been through breakups. Whether they were bad or not, we all had to get over someone. And even if you've not, what do you think is the best way or the best approach? Don't forget, if you need advice, you can check the description box. My email is at the top and the bottom of the description box. Go ahead and shoot me an email. I may not respond to you directly, but I'm getting through. So that's about it. I'm out.